Word, son. What do you do, YouTube? It's your boy, Jay Divine. All right, man, before we get into this video, make sure to like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon so you're notified every time I upload. Without further ado, let's get up into it. All right, man, so I got 3 clips here sent by my mans by the name of Cameron J. Not going to say your full government, but Cameron, if you're watching this video, sound off in the comments. Everybody showing some love. So, ladies and gentlemen, with college football 26 around the corner, and we're pretty much at the end of the life cycle for college football 25, we're still getting issues that are laughable at this point. But I don't really see the hype for college football 25, honestly, with these issues still being around, and they're not really saying too much of it, other than them saying that different modes are going to be a little bit more fully flourished, or they're going to be more modes that we can play that we were looking for in 25. They're going to be in 26. So, without getting off track, I'm going to let these 3 clips play, and we're going to talk about them as they play. But without further ado, man, let's get into the first clip. So the first clip, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, you know how I always play that speed, and then we're going to go back and we'll break it down and watch it at a slower tip. But if you guys look and pay close attention to the angles that these guys are taking, and it still bothers me to this day that we're still dealing with the fact that you can't have guys that have quote-unquote high awareness still running into players, and they still pretend as if nothing's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it disgusts me at the simple fact that you see them all bunching up right there. My man has Rutgers, right? So, of course, he has Rutgers. You see the score. So, you know he's trying to do everything in his power to try to get back into the lead or to tie the game up. And to my knowledge, I think this is a league game. I think, to my knowledge, I think that's what it was. But it amazes me that with all this power and technology that we have, we're still dealing with the same thing over and over and over. And I've talked about this multiple times. Like, there's no excuse to have players running into piles of players to try to maintain a pursuit angle, but don't have the wherewithal or awareness to run around the pile or understand that there's something that's in front of them that they need to get around. But rather than, they find it to be more important to run straight into that line or that angle, no matter what's in front of them, to try to take down the ball carrier, even though that may mean that it's going to give them more yards or a touchdown or a big gain at that. There's no excuse for that. You know what I mean? And the crazy thing is, I don't think EA has even said anything about them fixing any of these things that we've complained about. Because y'all know I've talked about this throughout the year. You know, so with college football 26 around the corner, and with things like this to happen in college football 25, what am I supposed to be excited about? Because, we're able to play in high school and Road to Glory now, or mascot mashup is coming back. I don't care for modes. I want to see core gameplay being fixed. And there's no excuse for this to happen. But let's get into the second clip. Now, the second clip here, as you can see, 56-35, my guy's Rutgers. He throws a very catchable ball, but he somehow drops it in the rain. Now, my thing is this. We could sit here and say that, it's raining. I think it's like, 30 seconds on the clock. He don't really have a chance at coming back. But, I mean, even though he still doesn't have a chance of coming back, there's still no reason for him to, first of all, put his hands out like he caught the ball, because it was one of those animations where he tries to reach for the ball and he just drops it. Because you know those specific animations. He didn't get that here. He literally got, it looks like a caught completed pass animation, but for some weird reason the game decided to say, you know what? Nah, let's make him drop it. You know, stuff like this, you can't let slide. And the only reason why I say you can't let it slide is because there's a determining number of factors here, right? I would be cool with it only if the score wasn't what it was, right? Because who knows? Let's just say that they've been doing it all game. And I'm pretty sure he'll expound upon these details in the comment section. But, I mean, let's just say they've been doing this all game. Yeah, it's raining. Yeah, it's a decreased chance of you catching the ball. But even then, there's still an animation to say that, that's a drop ball. This wasn't an errant pass. It was a pretty decent pass. But the issue lies with, you show me that I caught the ball, I'm thinking I caught the ball. I decide to run with the ball because y'all haven't told me that the ball has popped out or anything of that nature, or I'm dropping it. And I decide to run. All of a sudden, the ball just creeps out from up underneath me. Like, how am I supposed to, as a user, be okay with this? After a while, the whole thing of, oh, well, it's raining. I understand they're not going to catch the ball like that, yada, yada. After a while, that shtick becomes old. After a while, you got to start holding EA accountable for some of the things that they do, because there's no reason for this to happen. Now, I understand that we've been spoiled to believe that all the passes that are great passes should be caught, and I get that. But at the same time, there's no reason for you to give me an animation that says, yes, this is a completed pass. Yes, you caught the ball. But you show my guy just dropping it nonchalantly. There's no reason for that. You really expect for me to sit here and be a good sport. You expect me to keep playing College Football 25 or the College Football Series, and yet you're letting things like this happen in a game where I, the user, should have complete and total control over the outcome of these plays in these games. EA still finds a way to throw a wrench in the gameplay some way, somehow. And this is not looking good going into College Football 26. But I got one more clip. And this is the last one. I'll loop them up and then we'll talk about it. But let's get into the third and final clip. Now, this third and final clip here is an onside kick, 35-42. And as you can see, he tries to do an onside kick, low kick. And the guy on the other side, he, for some weird reason, thinks that the ball is supposed to just roll and skip straight to him. Now, from what I'm seeing, ladies and gentlemen, I've seen that ball literally skip across the ground, right? Now, again, what is up with the AI for some weird reason dumbing out and thinking that the ball is supposed to come straight to him? Like, if it's a low kick, you should already know where this ball could possibly end up. You know what I mean? Like, there should be literally like, oh, wait for a second, and then, you know what I'm saying? And then we're going to say, okay, let me see if I should reach for the ball down low or should I jump up for the pass or jump up for the ball. And then even then, right, on the onside kick, let's look at the other side, right? Not only that, but on the onside kick recovery team, what they're trying to do is they're trying to hurry up and get to the ball as quickly as possible. Now, again, I don't think this was 10 yards, but at the same exact time, I still feel like the AI shouldn't have reached down to try to recover the ball, because that's not where the ball was going. Like, it's one of those things where it's like you are to watch where the ball is going and try to make sure that the move that you make is the correct move. Because if not, that could be catastrophic. You know what I mean? Now, at the same exact time on the other side, the team that's kicking the ball, their whole goal is to make sure that they go recover that ball in case he decides to miss, the recovery of the ball. Why is it taking them so long to get to the ball? Why is there so much room to be made up to try to get to the ball? Even if it is a penalty because he ain't kick it 10 yards, still, these guys should be able to run over there. Like, they should have the quickest legs on that side of the ball when it's time to, kick the onside. But still, the coded logic in recovering the ball, right? Now, imagine if he was down, right? Or, imagine if the guy who was kicking the ball, let's say he was up, and he was the one to onside kick the ball, right? Let's say he was the one to do that, and that's what they made him do. Keep in mind, there's no real way for you to try to either catch the ball or to try to lay on the ball and recover the ball. There's no way for you to do it manually, so you just have to just hope that the game gives you the right animation. And yes, the game does dumb out sometimes. Let's not sit here and pretend like it doesn't, But I will say, to wrap all this up, College Football 26, like I said, is around the corner, right? Now, they're going to start with the pregame hype and all this good stuff. They're already starting now with, I don't know what they were saying. I guess they're saying the glory starts in high school or something, whatever. But they're trying to pretty much sell the next game with the whole road to glory starting in high school, right? Again, the game modes are cool. I'm cool with that. However, if gameplay isn't going to be improved, then what are we talking about gameplay for? What are we talking about game modes for? What are we doing in terms of improving the game mechanically at its core? You can add all of the mini games that we had in previous NCAAs. You can add all the players that you want from previous NCAAs. It doesn't matter. If core gameplay is going to be garbage, there is no reason. No reason. If we're still going to have stuff like this happen in 26, there's no reason for you to add gameplay modes and yet you're not going to fix anything at its core mechanically. It's not. It's going to be pretty much in vain at that point. You know what I mean? It's like a polished turd. It's like you're trying to spray air freshener on a fresh steaming pile of doo-doo that's in the middle of the field. You know what I mean? It's not going to make much of a difference. But again, before I get up out of here, shout out to Cameron J. Thanks for the clips. You know what I mean? Like I said, if y'all see him in the comments, Cameron J, sound off. Make sure I show him some love. And if y'all got any clips, man, feel free to send them to my email. I believe it is all in the description box down below. But I hopefully everybody enjoyed, man. Make sure to like button, comment, subscribe, share the word, spread the links, because you know how I do. But I'm going to get up out of here, man. It's your boy Jay Divine, and I'm signing out. Peace.